I'm just doing another video here. In this one, instead of doing plants, what I'm going to be doing is working with an incubator with chicken eggs. Last time I used this, which wasn't on video, I did a bunch of duck eggs and they hatched out just fine. What I'm using is a little giant still air incubator. I've had this one for several years. It does have the air circulator and the egg turner. So it's basically got all the bells and whistles that you can pick up. You can get this online at Amazon, or I picked this one up and all the parts at Tractor Supply that's near me. And it basically consists of the incubator box with the windows and the heating element for the basic item. And then, like I say, you can upgrade it to the forced air, which is basically just a fan and a motor, and then the egg turner, which also comes separately. And it's also, motorized, and it just moves the eggs back and forth, so that way you don't have to turn them every few hours. And then a screened base, and as you can see, the screen base, it's stained a little bit, but it still works. And basically what it is when your eggs hatch out from here, you just move the little chicks on here for a few hours till they get dry enough that you can take them out and put them into a separate area. You just want to let them get dry first. You don't want them to get too cold and die from it. And on the bottom, what I did is I just put X's, where you don't put any water, and then you pour your water in here, here, and over here. That way it keeps the humidity up inside the box, and it really helps with the incubation process. And it's real easy to assemble, disassemble. Since this one's been in storage for so long, I scrubbed it out with bleach, warm water, and then some dish soap, and just scrubbed it all over to make it as sanitary as possible. It's styrofoam, so it's never going to get perfectly clean again, so don't worry about that. And on the egg turner itself, I've marked with markers, so that way I can leave these spots open, and it fits down perfectly in here. And then I can just pour my water into these specific areas, and I don't have to lift the eggs out every time to fill up the correct spots. And other than that, you just take your eggs. They don't have to be perfectly clean, because that's the way it is in the chicken coop. It can have a little bit of dirt and other stuff on it. It doesn't really matter. You do want to keep the cleanest ones possible, though. You do not want to wash your eggs underneath the water, because that will basically suffocate the eggs, and you won't really get anything out of them. So you just take and put your eggs in here. You want to keep them warm, but not too warm. You can keep them about 60 degrees for a few days, and they will be fine. You don't have to worry about that part of it, because the mother, she will lay her eggs and then get off of the nest and go do, her chicken thing, and then come back until she has what she thinks is enough eggs gathered up at one time to sit on the nest. And that way, when she starts sitting on them, they all start incubating at the same time, so she doesn't have one popping out every day or every other day. They all come due at the same time, which is about 20 to 22 days. So as you're doing this, when you get done with it, mark on your calendar the exact day of when you started, and then from there just go out 22 days and put another mark on your calendar and start watching around that time, because you want to be there when they start hatching out, because you don't want their little legs to get caught in this thing as it's turning, and get them hurt. You know, you really don't want to do that. And with the price of chicken just going through the roof, and not only eggs, you know, they're so expensive. For good organic eggs, you can pay anywhere from $3 to $5, $6 a dozen. I usually sell mine for $2.50 a dozen, but I'm sure people in larger cities can get a lot more than that. But that's basically all there is to it. As far as this part goes, is you just put all your eggs in here. I've got all kinds of different ones, from copper Marans that lay the darker eggs to the what they call the Easter eggers, which lays the blue and the green ones, the Americanas. I've got black Australorps, a couple of giant Jerseys, basically just a whole mix of them, a bunch of Rhode Island Reds, and so basically these are not purebred, you know, pure strains of chickens. These are just chicks that I'm going to be growing up and raising, basically to replace, some of them will replace some older hens which have basically stopped laying, but most of these, since there's so many of them, are going to be just for meat. And you know, once you get this, once you get your water in here, put your eggs in here, they will also include little thermometers, at least they did with these, on clear plastic. And what I did, rather than trying to look at the line and guess right where it's supposed to be, I put a little mark on there so that way I can just easily look in there and see. And I just set these on top of the eggs. It doesn't hurt anything. And then when you set this part over the top of it, it's very easy just to look down through these windows and you can see the exact temperature that that it's supposed to be, so you can use the knob to either increase or decrease your temperature. And other than that, every day you just want to check on your water level to make sure that that it's humid enough in here, because it's very humid underneath the mama hen. You know, that's why you'll see on some hens, when they're ready to sit, they'll pull a bunch of feathers out of their breast. That way the eggs get in contact with the heat and the humidity, and that's what really starts you, what really gets the incubation going. You do not want to let your eggs get too cold nor too hot. You want to keep them right around 99 to 100 degrees and a constant temperature, constant humidity, and that will really help out with you know, with your success rate. If the temperature fluctuates too much, you could lose your entire batch and you'll have to start all over. But you can pick up the incubators online, you can pick them up on eBay, and you can also get fertile hatching eggs. You don't want eggs from the store. Don't even bother with those. You can either get them from somebody that raises chickens, or you can go on eBay and they sell hatching eggs, you know, fertilized hatching eggs, and when you get them in, you put them in your incubator. They do make bigger incubators, smaller ones. They have some of them that are real tiny for only 1 or 2 eggs, up to industrial size ones. Whichever you can get will work good for whatever purpose you've got, because like I say, the price of meat and eggs is just going up and up and up. And but when I looked at chicks recently to purchase online, they were anywhere from $6 to $10 to $15 a piece, you know, which is pretty ridiculous when you think about it. And even the eggs that you order for hatching are anywhere from, you know, $3 to $5 a piece. So it makes sense to hatch out your own for your own eggs and your own meat. That way you're saving a great deal of money in the long run. The cost up front is, you know, can be pretty steep, you know, depending on what options you get for it. But in the long run, it pays for itself, because just in these right here, you're probably looking at $150, $200 maybe worth of, chicken. Because out here in this part of West Virginia, a chicken by itself, a whole frying chicken in the store, is between $10 and $12.50. So you figure each one of these is a $10 bill. I mean, it doesn't take, but just a few of them, and it's already paid for itself. The rest of it is just, money in the bank or meat in the freezer. But anyway, I will keep this updated, and you can see how it goes and what the success rate is, and hopefully here in about 3 weeks you'll see a whole bunch of little chicks running around in here. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will keep this updated. Thank you for watching.